At Next Step, we're in the human resource outsourcing business, so we are in a niche of that's referred to as professional employer organizations, and we work with small to medium-sized businesses to help them run more efficiently and provide better benefits to their employees. This is our 20th year in business, so and we're here in the central part of the United States and in multiple states, as well as we have probably around 150 employees. When you talk about families and family positive policies and the effects that they can have on a business and its profitability and production, and what it does for individuals and children, I think it's interesting. I always hesitate when I talk about what we do here as we become a little bit larger company, because I think that what a business can do along the path from a startup to a business that's been in business 20 or 30 years varies from one level to another. But the beginning of what I would consider our formal family friendly policies today started in the very beginning of Next Step, and it really started as a way to provide benefits that would help us recruit and retain employees when we didn't have any money to provide formal benefits. So for us to be flexible, we could afford to be flexible, and we had personal relationships with the employees that worked here, because there were 2 or 3 or 5, and we did things to make it easier for them to be involved with their families and to handle a situation when one of their children were ill or not feeling well. Things like that. So I think when we started that, we just never stopped doing it.
Okay. So has it evolved over the years where you now have a more formal process and policy on family positive?
Yeah, I think as you get larger, and really for any organization, but I think in particular as you get more employees, it's important to make sure that everybody's treated fairly and that everybody has an opportunity to have time off, for instance, when they have a new baby in the family. So it became important to say, this is what we're going to do, not just because we wanted to make sure we did it, but we also wanted to have the advantages of recruiting people into the organization and retaining them, because they knew what we were going to provide as far as time off and pay in that particular event, which would be the birth of a child. Of course, we get tremendous positive feedback from our employees about the time they're able to take off, but also the flexibility of being able to come to work at 9 because I want to drop my child off at school every day, or leave because my child has a play at school that I want to watch and I want to be involved with, or work from home, or even bring your child to work if you have a child that's just not feeling well. So everybody likes that and loves that, and I think what can be difficult, it was always difficult for me as an employer, was to buy into averages and statistics about real dollars and what that meant as real dollars for my organization. And I know I haven't ever sat down and figured that out, but I do know we've been very blessed, and we've continued to grow over the last 20 years, and we have people that have been here 15, 16, 17, 18 years. So we must be doing something right along that path. But what's important about that is it is very important to keep people that know the culture of your organization, the processes and procedures of what you do, the ins and outs of your products and services. To keep those people in the organization is critical to its success and its ability to grow. We have a lot of people here that are young families and a lot of first-time families and families with multiple young children in the household. And I think we believe, number one, that it's important for a mother and a father or whoever the stay-at-home spouse is to be there in the very beginning of your son or daughter's lives. And we want to encourage that, and we try to help that happen. When you look at the first 3, 4, 5 years, I think there's the side that we hear about, that it's important for the the connection of your children and nurturing your children and how they develop in those years. And I think it's also important to the company, right? Because from the company's perspective, and it's been a while since I've had a young child. I mean, my youngest child now is 17, but those first years are very stressful years for every child that comes, and I think multiplied by some factor for every child you have, and we don't need someone here that's very stressed and agitated and not able to focus on their work because they've got a sick child or they have something going on at home that makes it a lot of pressure on the family. So we want to do everything possible because, yes, we care about the well-being of our employees' families, but we also care about the well-being of the culture here and the atmosphere here, and we're most passionate about the best possible customer service experience that we can provide. And I think if you want to provide that kind of service, you need to do things to allow your employees to be in a state of emotional or mental state that they can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get a lot of feedback from our customers on products we offer, as well as their service experiences. We do surveys randomly after service encounters, as well as on products. But when it comes to service, I think that's been one of our shining stars that has carried us along the way. But the comments that we get in that area, right? I mean, we track those and we talk about them and we celebrate them in company events where we call employees up and we highlight the quotes from clients that have been serviced well and what they say about one of our associates. And those things are important, obviously, but we believe that we're able to do that in a better way because we focus first on taking care of the people that provide that. So it's a focus on doing what's right for not only the neighbor that you know or the person that you work right next to, that you would lend out a helping hand to because they were going through a tough time, and understanding as a leader of a business that just because you're not sitting right next to one of your employees, that their tough time is as tough as yours.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not as easy to do.
Yeah.
My advice anybody that wants to look at family positive policies, or that wants to explore what the effects of that will be on their business, is to wholeheartedly definitely do that, and do it in a way that works for you at a pace that works for you. And so by that I mean, if you read an article that, some large corporation is doing all of these things for their employees, and you feel like, well, what's it matter? I can't do free lunches and free dry cleaning and whatever all of those perks are. You can do a lot with very little, right? And I think if you start with top of mind that I'm going to start with just some flexibility in my work hours. I'm not going to be as rigid if somebody has a family event that they need to attend or emergency that they need to be involved with. I think we can all do that. And then of course you have to take the next step, which is to kind of put some pen to paper on that and kind of formalize it. But take one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll be doing a lot of things, because what you'll realize and what we've realized, I can't speak to what you'll realize, but what the gifts that we've got here at Next Step from those policies is just a very special workforce, special people that work here, and a tremendous amount of loyalty to Next Step and our company and our clients. Our employees, you can walk out there and ask any one of them, care about each and every one of our clients and take it personally if a client is not serviced well or is upset about something that happened. Now, as an owner of a business, of course, I'm upset if one of my clients is upset. It's not always that you have all of your employees thinking that way as well. How do you do that? I can't say, but what I can say is you're not going to do that if you don't take care of your employees when they need to be taken care of. What we've found here at Next Step over the years is that if we participate in best places to work, programs or contests, whatever it may be, and in this case, certified family positive policy, it helps us actually do that, number one, and it helps us get better at doing that. So one of the ways to make sure that you keep focused on your goal of providing this type of work environment is to do programs like this. Number one, they're fun. Number two, you might just win. And number three, it gives you that focus and that attention to that effort. And it gives a kind of a rallying point for our leadership to make sure that they do the right thing. My name is Brian Fayak. I'm the president and CEO and founder of Next Step, and I urge each of you to consider adopting family positive policies. It will change your business.